Welcome back. As we said earlier, we are going to shed more light on the historic ties that bind Egypt and Jordan. To shed more light on this, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone His Excellency Ambassador Hussein Hareedy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Let's start immediately with having a quick look at the historic ties that bind Egypt and Jordan and how they developed recently, particularly in the last few years.
Well, of course, Egypt and Jordan are main pillars, have always been main pillars for security and stability in the Middle East. And they have been to wars together, and they made peace together. And lately, relations in all fields, in almost all fields, have been strengthened. Mm-hmm. On the bilateral level. And since March 2020, Egypt, Jordan have formed what's called the mechanism of trilateral cooperation
with Iraq.
Yeah. And ever since summits among the heads of state of the three countries, plus ministerial meetings have been organized in order to push trilateral cooperation among the three countries. On the other hand, Egypt and Jordan have played.
Hello?
The return of Syria to the Arab League, as was approved in the last Arab summit in Jeddah. So I guess relations between the two countries are excellent, and they have the political will to work together, to cooperate together for the security and stability and for peace also in the Middle East. Of course, as far as the Palestinian question is concerned, the two governments are eager to coordinate their efforts in order to implement the two-state solution.
Amen to that. And there is keenness between the political leadership of the two countries to all the time have this continuous consultation regarding many issues of mutual concern, and as you've kindly mentioned, to guarantee that stability and security are going to prevail, particularly that we are in the Middle East or in a region which is all the time, unfortunately, facing challenges, changes and struggles.
Well, definitely, of course, the overall situation in the region for the last 10 years or 12 years hasn't been conducive to security and stability and prosperity to the people of the Middle East. And besides, of course, the Palestinians living in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, their situation has been deteriorating. With the absence of any Israeli will to achieve peace with the Palestinians. So cooperation between Jordan and Egypt has become necessary and important in the meantime in order to, of course, enable the countries and the people of the Middle East.
And in fact, Egypt and Jordan gained the trust of the world. I mean, when Egypt and Jordan are mediating to find a solution for a regional conflict, they are very much trusted that they are working for the best interest of our peoples in the region in general, not for specific people or for specific nation, but it's for justice, for pacifying violence, for reaching security and stability. If you agree with me on that.
Well, the Egypt and Jordan they cooperate in the framework of an international and Arab consensus on the basic principles to be followed and respected by all countries in the region in order to achieve security and stability.
Yep.
And that's why they don't only cooperate and on the bilateral level, but also on the Arab and the international level. For instance, there is this the four-party meetings that include Egypt, Jordan, France, and Germany to discuss the situation in occupied Palestine. So they are keen, those governments, the Egyptian and Jordanian governments, are keen to cooperate with the international community, with the United Nations, in order to further the objectives of the international community in the Middle East.
And showing all the time respect to international legality, to international, to the UN resolutions, for example. We abide by legal resolutions. We are working for the best interest of humanity, of the region. Well, sir, let's move to another field, which is the economic cooperation in the field of cultural, of economy, of having this fruitful cooperation in many fields. In the electricity lines, for example, the electricity connections, we are working together for stepping forward with development, for starting this long journey for sustainable development all together.
Well, in the context of the trilateral cooperation between Egypt, Jordan, and Iraq, the three countries have signed many agreements. And one of the agreements is, of course, as you rightly mentioned, is the electrical grid that would connect Egypt, Jordan, and Iraq. And of course, this is, as we say, it's work in progress. The agreements signed remain to be carried out. But of course, there is a strong political will to push cooperation among the three countries and in general, and particularly between Egypt and Jordan in all fields. So, yes.
One final question, sir, regarding this cooperation. It's not only on the presidential level or on the political leaders level, it's also among the people, among even the private sector companies, as we witnessed such a leap also in the exchange of trade of the Egyptian investments in Jordan and vice versa. How do you see this as a way to face the global challenges we have and the economic crises the whole world is suffering, whether from COVID-19 or after that with the Russian-Ukrainian crisis?
Well, we hope that the people-to-people exchanges between Jordan and Egypt would be equal to the intensity of political coordination among the two governments, madam. Having said that, of course, one of the problems that's shared by Jordan and Egypt is the water resources and how to rationalize the use of water resources. And another problem, another question is the impact of climate change on both countries. So there are plenty of questions to be discussed between Egypt and Jordan, and I guess during the meetings, whether the high-level meetings or the medium-level meetings, I guess the two countries could reach solutions to the problems that they are facing right now.
This is what I wanted to mention, that it's not only about the summit meetings, it's the ministerial level, the private sector's level, the NGOs or the civil society's levels. So it's a fruitful cooperation on all domains.
Yes, madam, that's right.
Well, we were very much delighted to have with us Ambassador Hussein Hareedy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.